Hi everyone, I'm Jenna with Brown Dog Craft Company. I'm coming to you live from Hudson, Wisconsin. Today's Friday, September 19th, 2025, and we're here for the Holiday Hustle class. So today we're going to make 5 holiday cards using the Sweet Jar and Jar of Joy stamp sets and the Build-A-Jar punch, I think is what it's called. I can't remember. The jar punch, the new jar punch. It is an online exclusive, and they just released the holiday online exclusive stamp set to coordinate with the original stamp set. So I love it when they do that. I think it's really fun, and I love these cards because they go really quick because we don't have to do any stamping and die cutting. It's just stamping and punching. So class today is obviously free to watch. I do have one card kit left if someone would like it. It includes all the supplies that you need to make your cards. You just need to add your own stamps and, in this case, punch or dies, whatever you have. The card kit is $45 and I ship it directly to you. It does come with your envelopes and embellishments, which is peppermints this time, and the ribbon you need to make your cards, and a quarter pack of DSP, extra DSP, in addition to what you use to make your cards and all your card bases and your mats, and white cardstock for stamping and punching our jars. So we do use some retired paper. I can't remember what it's called. Let's see. Snowy Scenes. It's last year's DSP. It kind of reminds me a little bit of North Pole Delivery. It has that vibe, like that playful, cheerful, snowy, wintry vibe, and I love it. I'm here for that. That's my kind of crafting. And it's September. It's almost October. I think it's probably still fall crafting season, but I feel okay making Christmas cards right now. I'd rather make them in like November and December, but I know a lot of people like to get started already on their Christmas cards. So if that's something you like to do, then this class is for you. So all the cards are made with the same background, just the focal piece is different. So I did a lot of the prep work ahead of time. There was some homework in your PDF guide, not a lot, because this class is just stamping and punching. So there's not a ton of homework, but all of the DSP is cut the same. So we'll go over what DSP goes on what card. I'll cut one of the DSPs with you, and then they're all the same. So you can feel free to change up the DSP. They all coordinate together. This DSP set, all of the pieces go really well together. I don't think there's a single piece that doesn't go well with another piece. So, hi Karen. Yes, if you are joining live, say hello. I know it's a Friday afternoon and a lot of you are either working, and there are a lot of people to watch at 1 p.m. Central on YouTube. So if you're watching me live, I appreciate it. Otherwise, if you're watching the replay, I appreciate that too. So, all right, well, I don't think it's going to take too long to make our cards. There is a little bit of stamping. We'll do all of that up front. But let's talk about a couple things real quick. Okay, first is World Card Making Day is coming up. October 4th, there's a kit that they're using. It's an hour-long class. I think it's 2 to 3 p.m. Mountain Time, and I don't remember what the kit is. It looks cute. So that will be October 4th. Stampin' Up! Is doing their own little class. This is a sneaky peek of the Advent calendar that's coming. And I think it's going to be 12 days. It's like the 12 days of Christmas. And each little compartment here in the Advent calendar will have something new and exclusive only to the Advent calendar. Yes, Karen, I'm leaving this afternoon. So I will be in Fond du Lac tomorrow. When are you doing it? Did you already do it? It would be nice to see you. Okay, another thing. Stampin' Up! Is doing a Tradition of Christmas class. So it's October 23rd at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. And they're using the Traditions of Christmas suite. So there is a supply list out there. I can share it when it gets closer. But it's just the stamps and the dies and the colors and all of that you need. Okay. Oh, you did it yesterday. Yeah. I usually do it on Saturday just because I work during the week. Okay, and then the last thing I want to show you before we get into making cards is this new little logo. So here at Brown Dog Craft Company, I have a team of fellow demonstrators, and my goal by the end of the year is to gain 5 more team members. So if you are looking to be a demonstrator, whether you want to do this as a hobby and just get the discount on the product, or if you're looking to do it as a business, I would love it if you would join my team. We are the Happy Mail Makers. And when you join my team, you are also recognized as a team member on the Be Happy Stampers. So you get double the benefits, I guess, as far as team aspect goes. And there are lots of people on the Be Happy Stampers who do this as a business, myself included. And so we are the Happy Mail Makers. And if you are looking to join, there's going to be a join special in October. I don't know what the special is going to be yet. We will know soon, I think, on what the join special will be. But if you're looking to join our community of card making and camaraderie and fun, I would love to have you on the Happy Mail Makers. So let me know if you have questions, and I would be happy to go over how everything works. All right, let me flip the camera and I'll show you the cards here. La la la. Let's see, there I am. Hello. Okay. Let's see here. Milo's under my desk right now. He doesn't want to take a nap. He's going to, but he doesn't want to. Okay, so this is what we're using today. We're using Sweet Jar, which came out, I think, over the summer. Ooh, look at that. That's a weird reflection. With the jar punch. And then the Jar of Joy came out in the, I think it was the most recent online exclusive release, or maybe it's been a while. Maybe this came out in July and this came out in, I can't remember now. Okay, but either way, they go together. Do you need them both? No. You can use just this one if this is all you have. And this one just makes them Christmassy. But you could stamp anything in the jar. You don't have to stamp these particular things. You could take jar stamps that are from a different Christmas set and make those also. So these are the cards, and as you can see, the DSP is all cut the same, and then just the focal image and the sentiments are changed. Okay, so these all use a pool party ribbon. This one does use pink ribbon because it's pink, but all the other ones use pool party ribbon. And anything that's stamped and jar punched is something that you'll do in your own craft room. Here's what your card kit looks like. Now, you do get a full sheet of white cardstock. It's cut down into 2 half sheets. And then I did my homework on this sheet. So there was some stamping of sentiments here. And so I did my homework from these sheets. Okay, so this was the homework. It's just sentiments. I did tie the 2 bows. It wasn't part of the homework, but I tied the bows. And then we embossed some sentiments here with white embossing powder on craft. Okay, so here's what we get in our card kit. We have, this is Stylish Shapes. It's a square from, I said craft. It is craft, but it's not called craft. It's called crumb cake. This is some glimmer paper. It's from last year, and I think it is adhesive backed. I can't remember. We're not using it sticky, so it doesn't matter, but this is green. I don't know if it was garden green. I think that's probably garden green. There was another green that was granny apple green, and I don't remember if this was the light or the dark. All right, here's another square from Pool Party. We're gonna layer these ones together. Here's another Stylish Shapes. This is Pool Party. I never remember the name of these dies. Do you guys remember them? Thoughtful Expressions? I don't think that's right. I can't remember the name. Either way, it's from Garden Green and it's die cut for you. You'll have to poke out your little pieces here. Okay, and then this is from the same die set, a different circle, and that's from Crumb Cake. Oh, and you guys, there's a fly that's been flying around here. I've been trying to get it for like 10 minutes. It keeps landing on my head. See it there? It just won't go away. It made it down into the craft room and now it can't find its way out. Okay, when you get a card kit from me, if it's a piece that you need for something, you generally get a full card piece. Spotlight on nature. Thank you, Karen. I knew that whatever I said was not right. You generally get a full quarter sheet of cardstock. So I just cut it down into a quarter sheet and stick it in. So sometimes you may only need like the teeniest, smallest little piece, but you generally get a full quarter sheet of cardstock. So in here you have some gold. Now you might be saying, where is this gold from? This is really old Stampin' Up! Gold cardstock. And when I say really old, I mean like 20 years old. I have had this. I think this was the first cardstock I ever bought. Way back when. Back when you have the catalog and you had the option, do you remember it would give you the option to buy red rubber or this new photopolymer, but they weren't the photopolymer that they were today. They were like, they were still cling mount, remember? And you'd stick them onto your block. We had that one block. I think Stampin' Up! Only had like one block. But anyway, it's back from those days when the catalog was structured that way. So it's pretty old, but you know, I have so much of it and it's a really pretty gold color. So we're going to use it. Why not? That's kind of the name of this class. It's not the actual name of this class, but we're using retired DSP. We're using retired cardstock. We're using retired specialty cardstock. We're probably using some retired stamp or die or punch. Well, we're not using retired stamp or die today or punch, but we're using retired things, and that's okay. Use what you have. And that's what this class embodies. Use what you have. Okay, so let's look at everything. Now, these cards all have a double mat. So the white inside also has a mat. Okay, so let's go through and maybe lay out our card bases and our card front mats and then our inside mats to make sure that we have everything lined up right. Okay. When you do have your mats, you are going to have to cut your mats down. I just give a full quarter sheet of cardstock, so we'll have to cut them down a little bit. Okay. So let's set our little die cut pieces aside. I'm going to put them in my little homework bin here and just leave them there for now. And I'm going to lay out, these are all my quarter pieces of cardstock. I'm going to set these aside. Let's lay out the card bases and put our mats and everything where it goes. Okay, you can't quite see them all. Okay, there, you can see them all. So I have crumb cake card base, garden green, real red, here's another crumb cake, and then pool party and this fly. Okay. All right, so let's look at our first crumb cake. Okay, so our first crumb cake card base needs a white outside mat. Well, actually, let's look. First, they're all going to need a white inside, right? So white inside, white inside, white inside, white inside, and white inside. We'll cut those down later. Okay, so this one's going to need a white card front mat and a real red inside mat. Okay. And then we'll pull out our pieces later. Okay, then let's look at our garden green card base. Okay, our garden green card base needs a pool party mat on the front. And on the inside, it also gets a pool party mat. So 2 pool parties on that one. Okay, then we have our real red. Our real red gets petal pink front and petal pink inside. So petal pink front and petal pink inside. Okay, and then our other crumb cake gets real red and real red. So here is real red and real red. Okay, and then the last one, the pool party one, gets garden green and garden green. Okay. Here's an extra white for stamping at some point if you need it. And then this will be for some die cutting. Oh, and you should have a little, I wonder if I did this in red in your card kit or if we did it in green. I'll do it in green because I have a little green glitter, but if you have red glitter, you could do it in red too. Okay. Let's kind of pile these up for now. And let's look at our pieces of DSP, and let's look at how we cut them. Okay, so they're all cut the same. I'm just going to set these in a pile right here. All of our DSP is going to be cut the same. Okay, so when we have our bottom piece of DSP, there's two pieces of DSP. This is one, that would be the bottom, and then this is your second piece of DSP, which is the top. We cut it into 3 pieces, but there's 2 patterns, okay? So the bottom, this larger piece, is in your guide, it's DSP 2. So it is 3 7/8 inches wide by 2 3/8 inches tall, okay? 3 7/8 by 2 3/8. And then these top pieces are 2 3/4 tall by each are 1 1/4 inch wide. Hi, Christina. Okay, so when we cut these, the reason why I didn't cut, we're going to cut this top piece together is because I want to show you, we're going to make sure we keep our cardstock pieces aligned so that our pattern lines up. Our pattern matches across here. Okay, so you're going to cut these all the same. All the bottoms, 3 7/8 by 2 3/8. And all the top, we're going to cut. So this is the top to one of my cards here. Let me show you the card. It's the top to this one here. So the bottom is I already cut that here. And you'll do that to all the bottoms. I'll show you what they look like here in just a minute. Okay. And then this is how you cut the top. So this is the snowman. It's going to be 2 3/4 inches tall. So I'm going to turn my cardstock this way and cut it 2 3/4. Okay, so here's my piece here. And then we're going to cut it at 1 1/4 inches 3 times. So I'm going to line up this right side here, 1 1/4. And then I'm going to make sure that I keep this in order. So here's 1 1/4. Here's 1 1/4. And here's 1 1/4. Okay, so they all line up. All right. So once I've done that, I'm going to put it with my larger piece here. That's 3 7/8 by 2 3/8. Okay, so these go together. Okay, so these patterns go together, and I'm going to lay them all out for you, and you can maybe take like a screenshot or pause the video. Okay. So you can see what patterns go together here. Okay, so these houses with this diagonal stripe. These diagonal stripes again with the houses, but this time flip-flopped, right? These candy canes, oops, with the pink snowflakes, and these pool party snowflakes with the holly. Let me get them all on the camera here nicely. Okay. So those are your patterns that go together. These ones, these ones, these ones, these ones, and those ones. Okay, so they're all cut the same. I think we will put them in to our card bases that we already created here. Okay, so the one on top I have is Pool Party and Garden Green. And that's the one that gets this guy with these 3. And I'm just making sure to keep them in order. If you mix them up, is it okay? Yes, you don't need to put them on the cardstock, on the card exactly, or they're pretty easy to line up. Okay, so that's one. Okay, here I have this one with the real red and the white. Which one is that? That's this one. So that's going to be houses on the bottom and these 3 on the top. Okay, I'll set that in our pile. Okay, now we have our real red with pink, and that's going to be pink snowflakes and candy canes. Okay, then we have garden green card base, And that is, oh, did I do that one wrong? I did do that one wrong, didn't I? I flipped that. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay, the ones that we just cut during class go on the garden green card base. This is a pool party card base. Pool party card base gets holly and these. Okay, and then last is the crumb cake with 2 whites and 1 red. And that one gets this with the 3 houses on top. Oops. Okay. All right. That's better. Okay, now we can do our stamping and our punching. So let's do our stamping. I'm going to pull out my sheet of cardstock here. Now remember, I've already used this for my homework. You should have plenty of cardstock. You get 2 1/4 sheets of white cardstock. So you should have a lot. Okay, so let's see what we need to stamp. We need to do, whoops, you okay, Milo? Milo knocked the garbage over again. Okay, let's do the jar. Now, there are 2 jars. They are slightly different. And when I say slightly, I mean ever so slightly. This jar has like a little bit more of a bottom and a top, and this one does not. That's the only difference in the jar. So stamp them both, pick the one you like best. It really doesn't matter. The lids are a little bit different. This jar just stamps the outline of the lid, and this jar stamps the full lid. So we're only going to stamp the lid a little bit. So change it up, pick the lid you like. It doesn't matter. I think I'm going to do the jar from Jar of Joy, and I'm going to do the lid from Sweet Jar. And I'm only actually going to stamp the jar lid once. Okay, I'm going to change it up a little bit from the sample. Okay, let's see, our jar. When you're going to do the jar, I suggest laying it face down on something that's not sticky, like a piece of cardstock. And that's because you want to make sure that its shape is the shape that it is intended to be. If you try to pick it up from something sticky or put it on here, the chances that you're going to line it up perfectly straight are low. It will look straight, but when you go to punch it, it won't line up. Okay? So when we stamp our jars, we're going to make sure we stamp along the edge of our cardstock as to just to maximize our cardstock. Okay, so let's stamp all of our jars first. So, oh, I missed a color. I didn't even go over the colors, but I did miss one. Okay, we need Pool Party, Pecan Pie, Crumb Cake, Petal Pink, Garden Green, Real Red. You will need Versamark, and I'm missing Basic Gray. Basic Gray. And then a black. Okay, so your memento or any black that you like to stamp with. We need black for just the hat on the snowman. Okay, so let's stamp. We need 2 jars in Basic Gray. So let's stamp 2 jars in Basic Gray. 1. You don't need very much space in between these, just a little bit. 2. Okay, and my chamois is not wet, so I just have a baby wipe. And then I'm going to dry off my stamp in between stamping. Okay, now we need 2 jars in Pool Party. So here's 1. And I'm going to give myself a little bit of space because the jar punch will punch the lid out up here. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of space. Okay. And that was 1, 2, and then we need 3 jars in petal pink. Now, if you wanted to switch and use the other jar, you could switch and use the other jar. So 3 jars in petal pink. Here is 1, 2, and I'm going to pull out this piece, 3. Okay. All right, I think that's it for our jars. Okay. All right, now we can stamp the inside of our jars. So in our pink jars, we're going to stamp some hearts and a sentiment. So the hearts come from Sweet Jar. It's right here. We're going to stamp them in 2 different colors. And the sentiment comes from Jar of Joy. We're going to do Wishing You the Sweetest Christmas. It fits perfectly in the jar. Okay, so Wishing You the Sweetest Christmas. And our hearts. Okay, so in one of these, I'm going to stamp hearts in Pretty in Pink. Nope, that's not Pretty in Pink. Petal Pink. I'm going to stamp one in Petal Pink. And you just sort of, oh, there's a dog hair in there. You just sort of line it up. Minus dog hair. Just sort of line it up so that your hearts are in the jar. Okay. And then I'll do one in with real red hearts, and then our sentiment is also in real red. I'm not even going to clean my hearts off because we're going from light to dark. Real red hearts and real red sentiment. Wishing you the sweetest Christmas. Okay. All right. Okay, let's move on to our pool party jars. Okay, so one of our pool party jars is going to be gingerbread men, and one is going to be cookies, both of which are layering stamps. And we will use crumb cake and pecan pie. Oh, and we need one more. We need early espresso for our chocolate chips. Okay. So we need gingerbread cookies. There's 2 stamps for that. And chocolate chip cookies, there's actually 3 stamps. So 1, 2, 3. So cookies, 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 gingerbread 1, gingerbread 2. Okay, you will either need a scrap piece of paper or just something you can stamp off on. I'll stamp off on this piece, I guess. Okay, so in this pool party jar here, in this first one, we will do these cookies. Okay, so one is like the main image and one is like the back image. I actually did 2nd generation crumb cake because when I did 1st generation crumb cake, I thought the gingerbread were too dark. So I'm gonna do, let's see, that's the shadow of the gingerbread. This is the gingerbread stamp itself. So I'm gonna ink up in crumb cake, and then I'm gonna stamp off once, and then I'm gonna stamp in the jar. Okay, so it's really light. Then I will take pecan pie and stamp that as my shadow layer. Now I've seen a lot of people stamp the shadow layer in a color. it does look very cute, like in red or blue. So when I'm lining this up, I'm going to line up his little buttons on the gingerbread man's shirt or whatever he wears, right? And that gets it lined up nicely. Okay, there he is. All right, do you see how dark this is when you stamp it the first time? It's just very dark. Okay, let's move on to our second pool party jar. And this one's going to be the cookies, the chocolate chip cookies, or really they could be anything you want. So when you're looking at the chocolate chip cookies, there is this image that is like the background. And we're going to do this in second generation crumb cake, just like we did the gingerbread man. So we're going to ink up and we're going to stamp off and then line that up in the stamp here in the jar. Okay, so that's our background for our cookies, just like that. Okay, and then I did my cookies in pecan pie. So my cookies, these look like jelly beans to me. I know they're cookies, but they look like jelly beans, guys. All right, this gets lined up here. Now, if it's not perfect, it's okay. Perfection is overrated anyway. Okay, so there's our cute little cookies. And then our chocolate chips, I did mine in early espresso. So those go, just make sure you dry fit your stamp here. Make sure you have it the right way. These kind of look like potatoes. Without the chocolate chips, they look like potatoes. Does anyone else see that too? I see potatoes. Okay, now we can move on to our basic gray jars, and they're both going to have snow. So the snow is from Jar of Joy. It's this little stamp. Okay, one is going to have the snowman, which also has this little stamp as his scarf and his hat. Okay, and one of them is going to have these Christmas ornaments. And I'm going to do the little bow also, and then the lid. So then you need to choose which lid you like. Do you like this lid? Or do you like the more solid lid? I'm just going to do the more solid lid. I already have it out. So let me get these all on blacks. Okay. Whoops. Last one. Okay. Okay, on one of these, let's do the ornaments. I did them in garden green. And then we'll do some snow around them in pool party. So here's garden green. And we'll do our ornaments. So the ornaments hang from the top of the jar here. You can color these in if you want to use like a red blend. I'm going to use real red and stamp some little bows. Here's the little bow. Oh no, I just threw that in my stamp pad. Oh no, come back, come back. Crisis averted. That could have been a real big mess. Okay, I'm going to stamp that here. And here. And here. Okay, add some color to those. Okay, we'll do our snow next. Let's do our snowman. Okay, so in black, we'll do our snowman. Memento, where are you? Here you are. Okay, snowman. Now I'm going to ink up my memento. No matter how much I re-ink it, it doesn't stay inked very well. So let's see how that stamps. Oh, he stamps pretty good. Okay, so he's going to go... He looks cute. Cute, cute. Do you guys have that problem with your memento too? Okay, this little stamp is his scarf and his hat, and it lines up. If you line up the little line on his hat, it lines up really well. This is real red. I'm sorry, my head is 100% going to be in the way. Now you can color his nose with a little orange marker if you want. He should have a carrot nose, right? Okay, and then let's pull in Pool Party for the snow and a lid. Okay. So we're going to stamp some snow up here and here and here and here. Okay. So there's all of our jars. Okay. Oh, and we need our lid. One lid in Pool Party. Okay. Oh, and then this jar too. And that's our stamping, except for stamping on the inside. And I don't know that I will stamp on the inside during class. We'll see. But I'll show you what I did on the inside. Okay, let's punch these all out, along with some other things we need to punch out from our homework. So we're going to punch out 2 lids from this green, and we're going to punch out 1, 2, 3, 4 lids from the gold. Thanks, Christina. Okay, so 4 lids from gold. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, all that's extra. And then 2 lids from green. Green glitter, I should say. Come on in there. I'm going to have to get a tweezers to hold this while I punch it. One. 2. Okay. Oh, and then we have to do all of our jars. So it's super easy. You all know how to work a jar punch. Oh my gosh, you guys, this fly. I mean, you all know how to work a punch. Line it up. A little bit of pressure to hold it in place and punch. Okay. We don't need the lid. We only need this one lid. Every other lid we can ignore. You can punch and stamp on your punched pieces if you prefer to do it that way. I do not have success with that. Like ever. I have to stamp and then punch. To me, if you punched and then stamped, that would be like die cutting and then stamping on your die cut. Can it be done? Yes. Does it work well for some stamps? Yes, it does. But not everything. Okay. All right, let's pull out everything we don't need. We need all of these. And where's our blue one? Our Pool Party one. There it is. Okay, so these are all extra. And these we need. And we have a whole extra piece of white. Okay. All right, now it's a lot of gluing and trimming and assembling. So we did all the hard work. Now is when I would like put on a movie and watch a movie. Okay, I'm going to pull this first one here that I have on top. It is the one where our 3 pieces are like this. And we have this one here, and let's trim our paper down. So all of our mats need to be 4 by 5 1/4. So, oops, is this the right one? Hold on. Let me get the right sample out so that I do it correctly. Crumb cake, 2 whites, and a red. Okay, that's right. Okay, so these whites need to be 4 by 5 1/4. There's 2 pieces of white. One is for the inside and one is for the outside. So these are 4 by 5 1/4. 4 by 5 1/4. And then this red needs to be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Okay, this is our inside, and this is going to be our outside. Okay, so let's glue these pieces down. So this is the order they came in, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the bottom down first, and then I'm going to glue the center, top, and then the left and the right. So let me get my glue. I think I have a relatively new bottle of glue. My last one was really low. Okay, so this is going to go with an even margin on the left and the right and the bottom. And don't worry too much about the center here, because we're going to cover this with ribbon. So we're going to basically butt those together. Make sure you have a little bit of a margin on the top here and centered as much as you can. I did eyeball. If you don't like to eyeball, you could measure the center point. I don't mind eyeballing. Okay. And then over on the right, or the left, that's left. Okay. All right, so those are our 3 pieces here. This one gets a pool party wrap. So let's make a tear and tape sandwich. So we need 1, 2, 3 pieces. And where did I put my ribbon? So we're gonna put tear and tape on the back right over where our paper meets each other. And I lost my ribbon. I see it. Here it is. Okay. All of my normal supplies are packed away. So, all right, these are garbage. So then we're just going to cover the front in ribbon. Okay. Goes straight across, and then once you make your tear and tape sandwich, we can glue this to the front of the card base. Okay. Whoops. I did not center that very well, and all my glue is, there we go. Okay. All right, this one gets a little circle, and we can pop that up with dimensionals. I'm going to make sure to put dimensionals just on the top and the bottom, because there's that ribbon in the middle, and we don't need to put dimensionals on the ribbon. Okay, so centered left to right and right over that ribbon. And then this one gets our gingerbread man. Okay. Now, if you don't want this much dimension, you could just glue this down, but I like dimension. Okay. That will go here. I'm just going to glue our stamped lid on top. Okay. We'll add a little bow with glue dots. Right there, like it's tied at the top of the little handle there. Isn't that cute? So cute. Okay. All right, and then we need our sentiment. So from your homework, this sentiment is there it is. Sending a little sweetness your way. So this was stamped on white in garden green and real red from our homework. And trimmed out. So let's see. We might need some mini dimensionals on one of these. Okay. All right, and then, whoops, I have a real hard time putting things. Oh, and we only need one dimensional on there. I have a hard time putting things wonky, but we're going to try to put them wonky here. Okay, so sweetness goes straight, but then we're going to do sending a little sweetness your way. All right, I have a hard time with wonky, but I'm doing wonky. Okay, so there's one card. We'll add our peppermints, those cute little peppermints in the end. Okay, you get a whole pack of peppermints. Oh, and should I show you the inside? The inside, I stamped a little jar in Pool Party with a lid, and then I stamped a little bow on top of it. Okay, so I don't think I'll stamp the insides, but you can stamp them however you would like. Okay, so there's card one. I'll set that one aside. All right, let's move on. Okay, we'll cut everything again. Okay, this is our garden green card base. And that means we have Pool Party and white. So one Pool Party and one white will be cut to 4 by 5 1/4. So 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. And then one Pool Party will be cut to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So this larger one is our inside. Okay. Put that inside. And this one is our outside piece that we're going to glue our DSP to. Okay, so again, I'm going to start with this larger piece of DSP on the bottom. And then I'll start with my center DSP here. And I'm eyeballing, remember, if you don't like to eyeball, you can measure. I don't mind eyeballing. Okay. All right, this also gets blue, blue ribbon, pool party ribbon. Okay, this pool party ribbon is also retired, and it's pretty old. I don't even know how old it is. Does anyone else know when it's from? It's like satin grosgrain or whatever they call it. It's old. I have a whole bunch of rolls of it. I don't know why, but I do. Okay, so push our ribbon in place. Okay. Are you guys having fall weather wherever you are? We aren't yet. I thought we were supposed to today. I think the high today here was only supposed to be 67, and it was like 67 degrees when we got up this morning. So not really sure where our fall weather is, but I would like it. Because you know what's going to happen is it's going to be winter. It's going to turn from, I don't know how old it is, but was it a celebration item? Ooh, I wonder if it was. Maybe that's why I have so much of it. Okay, this is going to be our pool party circle, and we're going to do the same thing as our last card. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I bet it's 3 years old. And you're right. I bet it was celebration. Good thought. It's not fall here. It's 90. I love fall. 90, Christina. Yeah, I have a feeling that we're going to go directly from summer to winter. And I don't know. I just would like it to be fall. Like, why is that such a problem? Okay, here we're going to do our little green glitter lid. Like, why is it, where did fall go? Spring sticks around forever. And summer doesn't want to start. And then fall doesn't want to come at all. Okay, this is going to be from green, from Garden Green on white. We stamped and trimmed out, "May your heart be filled with joy." And I'm just going to put dimensionals on the left and the right. And we'll put some liquid glue in the center. Although, Christina, where you live, I don't know, what does winter get down to? I bet it's in the 40s. I'm going to kind of tuck it under right here. It's going to go over the pool party, but under the jar. May your heart be filled with joy. Okay. Fall is my favorite season, so I want it to. Yes, fall's a great season. Okay, so on the inside, I stamped a jar and a lid in basic gray, and then "Wishing you the sweetest Christmas" in Garden Green. Oh, it's in the 40s. Yeah, so probably still sweatshirts, maybe like a light winter coat. Okay, so there's card 2, guys. I don't know what order they are in the PDF, so they may not be. Okay, they may not be in this order. All right, next I have Pool Party card base. And that one, we have 1 garden green and 1 white will be stamped to, or will be cut to 4 by 5 1/4. And then our other garden green will be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So that's our inside here. Okay. And then our garden green, we'll start to glue our pieces to. Last year, they say, was an exception. I'm used to Ohio, so the winter exception was still bathing suit weather here. Because it never got cold. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I do think it's funny when we go to Florida. You know, I've lived here my whole life. So, like, when we go to Florida and, like, it does get chilly at night. And we'll wear winter coats or we won't wear winter coats, we'll wear sweatshirts. And the people who are native or from the South wear like full-on winter coats and mittens and hats and boots, and they look at us like we're just absolutely crazy. But maybe we are. Maybe they have a point. Maybe we should go live down there. Okay, these ones are too big. I did not cut these ones at 4 1/4. Great, and now they have glue on them. I cut these ones too big. So yeah, maybe they have a point. Maybe we're the crazy ones. All right, these have glue on them. Oh, I did cut them at 1 1/4. I don't know what happened. Trim this one down a little. I already have glue on this one, so I'm just gonna sort of trim it. Snowsuits, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna trim off this end and hope for the best. I'm gonna use a long pair of scissors. I don't know what I did, but... All right, you think I got it straight on there? We'll see. Improvise, you guys. Improvise. All right, which way does that one go? Like that. Oh, I think I just didn't put this one in the center enough. Or maybe that one's too big. This is why you should dry fit and not glue things before you dry fit. Another lesson in do as I say and not as I do, right? Okay, this one's pool party. Pool party ribbon. Yeah, every time I go to Florida, I do say, why do we live here? Why do we live up here? It's just... And then everyone reminds me, oh, well, we get seasons. We get really nice, pretty seasons, which is true. But how many seasons do you need? We've experienced them for my whole life. Can we be done experiencing them? I wouldn't make my kids move, I don't think, unless we had to right now. I'm sure they'd be fine wherever we moved, but they like their friends and their activities, and I don't think they want to leave yet. But I tell you, when they're older and I don't have to be here, I don't think I will be, you guys. I think I'm gonna move somewhere warm. Now, I don't really like the humidity, so I'm not sure how the humidity will go. Okay, this is our garden green die cut circle from wherever Karen said they're die cut from. I can't remember again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the humidity, so only because I don't like what it does to my hair. No hurricane living for me. Well, so we went to Florida last year when there was a hurricane. We were inland, so we knew we just had to get there before the hurricane came. So, yeah, but I mean, like, everything shuts down for a while. And people, obviously, their homes are ruined, and I think it takes a long time to get them fixed again, right? Because there's such a high demand when everyone's homes are ruined. So there's that. That would not be fun. Okay, now we need sending a jar full of cheer. And this one we actually stamped. It's a solid line, like one line. When you stamp it, it stamps like this. And I just trimmed it in half. And then when I stamped it, I stamped cheer in red instead of garden green. I did real red. Okay. I'd rather watch the snow outside my window. You know, Karen, I like that too. I love it when it's pretty and it's snowing and you don't have anywhere to go. So yeah, I'm torn. I'm very torn on what I should do. I can't decide. Maybe I'll just do both. That's what a lot of people do, right? Go live somewhere for half the year. Okay, we're gonna do sending a jar. That's crooked. Sending a jar full of cheer. Isn't that one cute? So you could color these in with like a little red blend or pool party, maybe. Okay. All right, there's that one. Okay, now I'm on to our only pink one, pink Christmas card. And we need one pink at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then my trimmer isn't liking when I cut 2 pieces at a time, so I'm going to cut 1 at a time. It makes a yucky noise. It doesn't like it. 4 by 5 1/4. And then this pink at 4 by 5 1/4 for our front. You'll have to be a snowbird, yes. I don't know where I want to go. I don't want to live in Florida, not permanently anyway. Maybe I could do like Arizona in the mountains. I don't like how hot it gets in Arizona either. Okay, here's our inside. Oh, did I show you what the inside of that last card looked like? I don't think I did. Oh, okay. So I did a little treat for you in garden green, and then I did the snowman in basic gray, and his little hat, the hat brim or whatever hat thing, and the scarf in red. So that's what I did on the inside of that one. Okay, this one is our candy canes. Yeah, I'll have to be a snowbird. Maybe Arizona in the mountains. I don't want to live in like 120 degrees. I used to go to Arizona when I was a kid. My grandparents lived there. All right, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try doing the one on the left first. Yeah, my grandparents lived in Arizona, and so I would go down and visit them. In the summer also. It was summer. And as a kid, I think that was fine. But as an adult, oops, that's not close enough. As an adult, I don't think I want to be that hot. Okay, this one gets pink ribbon. And the pink ribbon is current. It came out last year. It's the scalloped ribbon. It came out with the storybook suite. You guys remember that? With the storybook garden patch something or other, little critters. The DSP is still available, the plaid, timeless plaid, I think it's called. It's really cute. I'm surprised they didn't keep it. It's retired, or it's on last chance. I'm surprised they didn't keep that bundle. It was very cute. Some stamp sets I have a hard time putting away when they retire. Some I don't, some I do. I actually have a list. All of my current stamp sets are up behind me, or up in front of me on my wall, and I made a list. I went through and I went on the website, on Stampin' Up's website, and I searched for all of them, and if they didn't come up, I made a list. I wrote it down on a list. Like, these ones are retired. Okay, now these ones are going to get our pink little guys here, and we're going to kind of layer them. So this one's going to get dimensionals on the whole back, or on our one with pink hearts. Whoops. Now on my sample I did this in different colors, but I decided that I liked it in gold a lot better. So this one's going to go up here. And then this one's going to get layered over this one. So I think I'm just going to put dimensionals here. Oops, there's no dimensional there, just a backer. Here and here. And I think that's good. Oh, did I get the backers off? Yes. Okay, so like that. And then this one's going to go here. So this one needs dimensionals on the bottom. and a little bit of glue on the top. Okay. And then we'll glue all of our lids on. Okay, although if you do live in Arizona, you're not very close to the ocean. I've never been to like Northeast, like that part of the country. And I would really like to go like to Maine or something out there. My only hesitation is that I'm allergic to pretty much everything that's in the ocean. And I don't know what I'd eat. I'd be scared that even if I didn't eat something I was allergic to, I'd be scared that I would still have an allergic reaction. Okay, I'm gonna add a bow to this one. Oops, that's not where the bow goes. I'm scared that I'd have an allergic reaction. So, trim our tails a bit. Okay. All right, there's our little pink Christmas card. And the back of this one, oh, I did those other little heart stamps. There's 2 stamps. One is, it has the 3 little hearts, and then one has the 2 little hearts. So that's in petal pink and real red. And then I did May Your Heart Be Filled with Joy in real red. Okay. All right, one more, guys. One more. This is my favorite. I saved it for last, and it's my favorite because I love chocolate chip cookies. I love them. What's your favorite cookie? Tell me. What's your favorite cookie? Okay, so we need one of these real reds in 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then that's our inside mat. So 4 by 5 1/4. So that's our inside. And then this red will be our outside mat. So 4 by 5 1/4. Karen says, I've driven through the Northeast states, but that's all. Saw the ocean in New Jersey, though. Yeah, on the Jersey Shore, Karen, the Jersey Shore. Yeah, I would like to go. Actually, one of my friends invited me a couple of years ago. There was an author who's from Maine, and she was doing this big event in Maine and invited a bunch of people out to like Nantucket or something, like whatever you hear about in the movies. And I couldn't go because my kids were really little. And I'm still sad. So if she ever does something like that again, I'm going. I am going. Oh, Karen's favorite cookies are oatmeal raisin. I love oatmeal raisin. I love oatmeal raisin. I like most cookies. I like chocolate chip cookies. Those are my number one. I like oatmeal raisin cookies. I also like molasses cookies, which I know some people really don't like ginger cookies. Ooh, whenever the boardwalk is. Yeah. I walked on the boardwalk in Disney World at, they have like a whole, it's called the boardwalk. I walked on the boardwalk there. Does that count? No. Okay. Oh, did we forget to put our cookie jar on something? Oh, no. That's on this one. Okay. Okay, so this one, oh, monster cookies are good too. Okay, so this one we're gonna glue our square to the larger square, but I'm going to glue it in this diamond shape orientation. So where's my glue? I just need glue in the center and glue it in diamond orientation like this. Chocolate chip cookies, Reese's cup cookies. Oh, I haven't had Reese's cup cookies, Jean. Reese's cup. Or maybe I have. Are those where you do the peanut butter cookies in like a muffin tin and you push one of those mini Reese's into it? I wonder if I have had those. You guys, can you tell I'm hungry? I'm so hungry right now. I could eat a couple cookies. I don't have any. Okay, this is our blue. Yes, okay, Jean. Yes, I have had those, but not in a really long time. I should make those. I should make those. My kids would like those. We do the peanut butter cookies. I can't think of what they're called, but they're peanut butter cookies, but you do Hershey's Kiss in them and then bake them with the Hershey's Kiss. No, do you put the Hershey Kiss in after? Yeah, you put the Hershey Kiss in after they've baked, when they're warm. Those are called something, but I don't know what they're called. My grandma made those when I was a kid, so we make those every year, just because my grandma made them, and I feel like we have to make them, right? Okay, so this we are going to put over here, so dimensionals on just the top and the bottom. Okay. And then, aren't they cute? So cute. And then this is the sentiment that we stamped with Versamark onto crumb cake cardstock. And heat emboss with our white embossing powder. And then I trimmed out the sentiment. So here it is here. So the stamp goes like this, sending a little, and then there's a blank space your way, and you can stamp a sentiment inside there. I did cheer. So instead of keeping this together, I cut it apart, and we're going to pop it up. Okay. Those are peanut butter cookies that you put the Hershey's Kiss on. Yes, yes, they are peanut butter. They're really good. I think my grandma used chunky peanut butter. We don't use chunky peanut butter. I wouldn't mind them with chunky peanut butter, but my kids don't like chunky peanut butter. So, okay, this is, we're also going to do this wonky. I have a hard time doing this. Sending a little cheer your way. Okay, and then the inside, Miss You bunches in garden green and a red bow. Okay. Oh, and then our peppermints. We can put peppermints on these all now. So, let me just get this out of the way. All right, peppermints. Let's see, here's a card, here's a card, here's a card, here's a card, and here's a card. Okay, let's do our peppermints. Okay, so the peppermints I think came in small, medium, and large. I'm down to medium and large, so I'm going to use medium and large peppermints, but you'll get as many. You can put them on however you want. I'm going to do probably 3 on each one. Okay, so I'll do 3 there, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and then on this one, oh my gosh, do you guys see that fly? He's driving me absolutely insane. 1. Normally I don't like the largest embellishment, but these are peppermints, so I do like them. I like them all. Okay, there's that one. Okay. And then snowman. Large, medium. Okay, and then these two. Large, medium. Can you tell I like the pattern of these, where they are? Okay, whoops. Large, that's where that one's going. Large, medium. Okay. You guys, which one's your favorite? I like this one. And then this one. And then these ones I like the same. I like this one because it has multiple. I'm just not a pink Christmas person, but I do like it. Okay. All right, you all want to see Milo. Let me put this away. And I'll get Milo for you. He's under here taking a really good puppy nap. I was going to say a kitty nap. Thanks, Rose. Thanks for watching. All right, Milo will make his cameo. Let me pull my chair back. Hi, Milo. You know what it's time for, don't you? You know what it's time for. Hi. You knocked over the garbage again. You did. You did this last week, too. You did. You did. Are you hungry? All right. Let's get Milo up here. Hello, I'm here. Hello, hello. And Milo is here. Let's see him. All right, Milo Bear. Thanks, Jean. Okay, Milo, you want your snacks? Come here. Oh, there you are. Oh, what a good boy. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What a good boy you are. Okay, here you go. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, he's a good puppy. Yes, Milo's a good puppy. Good boy. Can you sit? Can you sit? Oh, you lay down, they can't see you. Okay, good boy. All right, there's Milo for you, your fix of Milo. All right, guys. Well, that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the making of these cards. And I have one kit left. So if you would like it, just reach out to me and I'd be happy to ship it out to you. I do shipping once a month. So if you purchase something throughout the month, sometimes I manage to get it out before the next round of shipments, but sometimes I don't because life with kids is crazy. And they keep me on my toes, that's for sure. So, okay, well, thanks for watching today. I'm honored if you watched me live. If you're catching the replay, say hi in the comments. I like to say hi to all of you. So we won't be back next week for class and probably not the week after. So 3 weeks from today is probably the next time we'll have class. We have Spooky Sweet. We have North Pole Delivery. And we have Tractor and Company. So those are the 3 classes that we'll have in October. I'll get those scheduled, but they'll probably be the second, third, and fourth Fridays in October. I can't believe we're talking October already. And that puts us on Halloween. So we might not have class on Halloween. I think that might be hard to squeeze that in, because I still have littles, and Halloween's a big deal in this house. I think it ranks second only to Christmas. So Halloween is busy for us. What are the kids being? You probably want to know what they're being. Someone's being something from Descendants. Some person from Descendants. Something from a movie. Roomy. I don't know. Someone with purple hair, a purple braid. Oh, and the one from Descendants wants a blue wig. So I have to figure that out. And then someone else wants a purple braid. And then my son is being some sort of ghoul, like a soldier ghoul. I don't know. He picked the costume out and I said, okay. So, and then Milo dresses up for 13 years or 12 years, I guess. He has been a hot dog for Halloween. And his hot dog costume is falling apart. So I think I may need to get a new costume for him. And I thought, obviously he's a chocolate lab. So I thought maybe I'd try to make him into a s'more. Like do a marshmallow on either side of him with like a graham cracker. So if I can figure that out, I think maybe he'll be a s'more. I don't know. And then my husband refuses to dress up like anything. And I just go with the flow. So we are currently trying to eat our way through 3 buckets of vanilla ice cream because Kemp's does their gallon buckets this time of year in like Halloween jack-o'-lanterns, for kids to put their candy in. So we're working our way through 3 buckets of vanilla ice cream. No one's complaining, but yeah. So yeah, that's what we're up to. So, okay, well, I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. I'll try to have an edited video here and there for you. And otherwise, just know that life here is crazy. And I'm just keeping up with everything that my kids have me doing. And we'll have card class. I'll be kitting up card classes. I do need to have a showcase. I have showed the cards a couple of times on a couple different classes. I really do need to have a showcase so you can see them. But I'll start kitting them up next week. So I'll have a showcase next week, and then I'll kit everything up at the end of the week and get everything ready and shipped out to you the week after. So if you are interested in any of the classes, let me know. I'll put you on the list. And that's what I have for you today. So thanks for watching today. I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll catch you next time. All right. Thanks, guys. Take care. Bye.